go ahead and call this meeting to order. Olivia, roll call.
Ms. Anderson,
Present.
Mrs. Berrigan,
Here.
Mrs. Sanborn,
Present.
Mr. Serna,
Here.
Mrs. Ward.
Present. Great, let's stand for the allegiance and a moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great, it is recommended that the governing board approve the agenda as submitted.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. It is recommended the governing board approve the minutes of the September 3rd, 2020 public hearing and regular meeting and the September 24th special meeting.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. All right, well, welcome back. It's nice to see all of your guys' faces, not in a little rectangle. Great. All right, Dr. Sprout.
Well, thank you, President Anderson and governing board members. And congratulations to Board President Michelle Anderson and Board Member Fern Ward for being recognized by the ASBA with Boardmanship Awards. Ms. Anderson was recognized with the Master of Boardsmanship, and Ms. Ward was recognized with both the Certificate and Associate of Boardmanship Awards. Awards are based off of training hours completed with ASBA, so congratulations. Our new schools have found ways to celebrate their Students of the Month during this period of online learning. Several of our schools have held drive-through celebrations with staff cheering on students from the front of the school. These events are a lot of fun, and tomorrow morning I will be there bright and early at Paseo Point for their Student of the Month at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Last year, the Arizona Legislature designated September 25th as as Sandra Day O'Connor Civics Celebration Day in honor of Arizona's the first woman, Sandra Day O'Connor, nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court, Arizona's own Sandra Day O'Connor. In observance of this day, Levine School celebrated her legacy as well as studying key aspects of the third branch of government, our judicial system. The 7th and 8th grade students at MC Cash School engaged in a virtual question and answer forum with a local immigration attorney. And the 7th grade students at Paseo Point participated in a mock law firm that applied their understanding of the Bill of Rights. These are just two examples of the positive opportunities that our social studies teachers are engaging in to help students better understand their rights and duties as American citizens. Once again, our business department has been honored with the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for the 2019 fiscal year. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting. And its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management. Thank you, Business Services. Desert Meadows is offering its first LEGO League Robotics Club to all students in 5th through 8th grade this fall. Initial lessons on coding the robots will be conducted virtually. The school hopes to compete with 350 local teams in the spring. Desert Meadows is the recipient of an ASU grant, which is helping to cover the cost to compete at the state level. And a special thanks to John Sanborn for his donation of 120 reusable handmade masks to Levine schools. Thank you, Mr. Sanborn. Last week, we held flu shot clinics at all of our schools and at the LEC. This is offered annually as a convenience to our staff members, and the response was great. In addition to this clinic, there are other ways that our employees can maintain a healthy lifestyle. Our wellness program called Rally Health offers employees many simple and fun ways to stay healthy, all while earning $200 or up to $200 in gift cards. And just last month, we gave out an additional $100 in gift cards to 200 employees who qualified for the drive by completing activities in last year's wellness program. In addition, we also have activities including biometric screenings and challenges for exercise, diet, and getting enough sleep. And now our employees of the month. Our first is Elizabeth Arciniega at Trailside Point School. She is our attendance clerk there. Elizabeth has been at Trailside Point for over 15 years, and she is the backbone of the front office. She is always ready to work and to help the Trailside community. She is the first to offer a helping hand and always make sure that families and staff are taken care of. This summer and during the first quarter of distance learning, the role of the attendance clerk has been extremely complex. And time again, Liz has shown initiative and the ability to handle many complex tasks at the same time. She is a rock star, and we mean solid as a rock for the Trailside Point community. And our certified staff of the month is also from Trailside Point, 5th grade teacher Teresa Dowling, who has also been at Trailside for 15 years. She is extremely dedicated to Levine students. She goes above and beyond with her lesson planning to ensure it is differentiated effectively for all learners, and she stays after school to provide tutoring, attend PTA meetings, or support family nights. She is also known for making home visits to support kids with anything they may need. Although she does amazing things to assist students academically, she also cares deeply about the students, ensuring that their basic essential needs are taken care of. She is known for her strong communication with families, and she updates her gradebook daily and does not hesitate to reach out to parents. Finally, Ms. Downing promotes community service by hosting school and clothing drives for the broader community and encouraging students and staff to donate to those in need. She does a great job of getting the students invested in wanting to help out the community. And at this time, let's give a round of applause to our two of the Next, we have our classroom spotlight, which tonight is presented by Lista Del Sur, and I'd like to invite Principal Jessica Epax to introduce the classroom spotlight.
Good evening, President Anderson, governing board members, Dr. Sprout, and guests. I'm thrilled to be here with you this evening. As you know, a pandemic has brought about virtual teaching, which has been incredibly challenging. Not only has our academic content teachers risen to that challenge, but our special areas have as well. At Vista, our philosophy is really educating the whole child. So we want to challenge them not only in meeting their academic and social emotional needs, but also their interests. Music, PE, band, art, and Spanish are all very performance-based, which has brought about even more challenges. However, our amazing special area team they've jumped in. They have found unique ways to continue to meet the needs of our students. So I'm very excited to present the special area program at Vista Del Sur.
Hello, my name is Mr. Ford. I'm the middle school PE teacher here at Vista Accelerated Academy. What you're about to watch is a little workout competition I put together for my middle schoolers, just to kind of change it up for them. What I asked them to do was record themselves either doing exercises that we had been doing or to create an exercise that they felt would be beneficial for the rest of the classes. So as you're about to see, some of my kids are pretty creative and pretty intuitive when it comes to working out. So please enjoy the videos.
And up and down. Back up. Switch your legs. This helps you legs.
This is Mr. Carroll, and I teach PE here at Vista. Even during distance learning, I am trying to find ways to keep the kids moving. They get a daily workout and need to upload videos to Flipgrid. Here are some examples. I also like to have fun. So I started something called Fun Friday, Dance Yourself into the Weekend. And here are some examples of the kids' work.
Got muscle like Superman trainer. A real bear like Superman maker. I stomp looking for a station.
The band program here at Vista del Sur is run by Mrs. Wolf, who's currently out on maternity leave. So we have a wonderful long-term sub that is helping to present all of their live Nearpod lessons each week for band. Let's take a look.
Play.
I am Senora Fala, and I teach Spanish to the 1st through 8th grade students at Vista del Sur. Some ways we do this are through students recording themselves and submitting for feedback. One of the most successful ways we have worked through online learning is through small group live breakouts, where the students have a chance to collaborate with each other to create a video presentation. It also gives me the opportunity to give immediate feedback and do some real-time assessment based on their performance. Bienvenidos a la presentación.
La música que voy a tener es mariachi. Los postres que voy a servir son pastel, tres leches y flan. La comida que se servir es fruta, papas fritas y dulces.
Pronunciation is really good. I can tell that you're still remembering the alphabet and the pronunciation of those letters to say the words correctly.
Mi fiesta va a ser en unión de amigos.
Mi fiesta va a ser en 9999 South Cool Kids Street, apartamento morado con
con jardines y flores.
Hola, mi nombre es Amanda Rivera y la música que voy a tener es baile. La comida que voy a servir es tacos, arroz y menudo. Los postres que voy a servir son pastel de 3 leches, frutas y churros.
Ahora quiero tener una fiesta. Now I want to have a party. Bien hecho en las direcciones. Ella, really nice job on the directions. I like the way you guys follow directions on the map.
Hello, my name is Miss Baxter. I'm the art teacher at Vista. As an art educator, I find it very important to teach the students not only about the elements and principles of design, but also about history related to different cultures and real-world topics. As you will see in the following video clips, third grade recreated the iconic Great Wave by Japanese woodblock artist Hokusai, as well as junior high's Human Rights Art Project, which we talked about how art can convey a message and promote social change.
I made little heart patterns and I used pastels, crayons, and colored pencils. My favorite part about it is just the blue. I love the color blue. It's my favorite color. And I just like cool colors. It just makes me feel so calm and I love the water. What I really like about it is the sky and the patterns I drew in it. And what I really like about the sky is that all the colors showed out and I really like sunset. So this is for race equality. I did different color arms, like making the frame. So I did like 4 different race colors. And that was to show that we were like all equal. And then I added a quote in the middle that said, we may have different religions, different languages, different colored skin, but we all belong to one human race.
For my art project, I did immigrant rights, and for that, I drew a person opening up a jail to kind of show them breaking free.
I have for my project is Black Lives Matter. So as you can see in my paper, I have Black Lives Matter written, and I did in different designs, so it's not just all plain. Then here I have a quote, which means a lot to me, and I think that all people need to know. And it says, we never said only Black Lives Matter. We said Black lives need to matter.
Welcome to Music with Mrs. Simpson. Here is a sneak peek at the amazing music making taking place at Vista during distance learning. Take a look at how we have set the trajectory for music this year, implementing a brand new curriculum. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade just finished a whole unit on composition. Here's some of their work.
How do you do? How do you do? My best friend, my best friend.
My name is Lily Buck. I am part Danish, you see. I love to play with my dog. She is special to me.
I love my family, 'cause they're always there for me.
Coronavirus. I know it's hard, but we'll try it.
Search for the sun.
I want to go outside, but we can't go.
Recently, our 5th graders also did a composition project after learning about the genre of music of reggae. Here are their student submissions, and I would love for you to get to hear just one of them in the short amount of time we have today.
Great day. What a beautiful day. Just don't worry. It's the best day. Come
Well, thank you, Ms. Pax, Ms. Cagnelli. Special area teachers, if you're listening right now, thank you. Students, if you're listening and your families, thank you also for all of your work in your special area classes. We will all have that coronavirus tune floating through our head now. And just so the board remembers, we have special area classes every day for our students, and our special area teachers, like all of our other teachers, had a huge curveball thrown to them this year, and they have done an outstanding job. It's very enjoyable, obviously, to watch great reading, math, science, social studies, but watching great special area teachers in action, it is awesome. So thank you to all of our special area staff as well. And that concludes our superintendent's report.
Great, thank you very much.
And we'll move now into bringing to the attention of the board, a presentation from a newly formed committee that is being overseen by our community engagement coordinator, Dr. Joe Roselle, and that is the Levine Community Action Committee. We are very excited about this, and we have members of the committee here to report to you tonight. And so I will turn it over to Dr. Roselle. Thank you, Dr. Sprout.
President Anderson, governing board members, Dr. Sprout, guests, thank you so much for the opportunity to present on the Levine Community Action Committee. My presentation tonight will have 4 parts. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the background of the LCAC. That's what we refer to it as. I'm also going to talk about the purpose after we met as a group and kind of flesh that out. I'll talk to you, or I'll introduce you to members and participating organizations, and then, like Dr. Sprout said, give you the opportunity to meet 3 of our subgroup committee members and talk about the projects that we're doing this year in the Levine community. So what's the background of the Levine Community Action Committee? Well, it all started a couple years ago when Dr. Sprout enthusiastically came into my office and said, you know what, Joe, we really need to do a better job about engaging our community. I want you to invite faith-based organizations. I want you to invite everybody. But after talking to Dr. Sprout for a couple months, or not months, weeks rather, we realized pretty quickly that we have a bigger opportunity here. By engaging our community, we want to do more than just present to our community. We really want everybody to roll up their sleeves and work together. After talking to some of our partners, we quickly realized that we've become really siloed in Levine. We have great opportunities going on, but sometimes we even compete with each other. So what we really wanted to do was come together as a group and help to elevate everybody's voice and elevate everybody's efforts. So we came up with 3 purposes for our Community Action Committee. The first one was to engage stakeholders in Levine. Specifically, we wanted to identify current resources of everybody in Levine. We wanted to make sure if somebody was doing something great, we all came together and amplified that and make sure it was a success. We also realized too, with all the great partners that are out there, we have gaps. Even with all the support from the schools, the faith-based organizations, and the nonprofits, we still have gaps, so we want to fill those gaps. And lastly, we know that Levine is a multicultural community. We want to celebrate and recognize all the cultures in our community. That was another point that we wanted to make sure that got through as well. So what we did is we created action committees that really represented Levine. We were very cognizant to include faith-based organizations, education institutions, pre-K at the university, nonprofits, and elected officials. We were also cognizant to make sure that each of the subcommittees had all of those communities on them as well. And lastly, we wanted to implement collaborative projects that address community needs. So no more it's a faith-based issue or problem. No more it's a Levine School District problem. It's a Levine community challenge, a Levine community problem. So we're going to work together in order to address and solve those problems. And like Dr. Sprout said, the work has started. The conversations have been rich. The connections have started to become made. We've been talking about really great things like food insecurity, safety, health, housing insecurity, social justice, and institutional racism. And it's really inspiring to hear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to all the organizations that have dedicated to be part of this group. From the faith-based organizations community, we have CCV Church, Levine, Crosswalk Lutheran Church, First New Life Church, Levine Baptist Church. Elected officials from that community, we have Senator Rebecca Rios, Representative Reginald Bolden, Representative Diego Rodriguez, Supervisor Steve Garrido, Education institutions, Arizona State University is involved, Grand Canyon University, Levine School District, Phoenix College, and Phoenix Union High School District. From our nonprofit community, we have Arizona Reach, Black Mothers Forum, First Things First, Opportunities for Youth, School Connect, and Urban Farming Education. What I'd like to do now is I'm going to start bringing up the members of each of the committees and have them do a brief presentation. But when you look at the pictures on the slides, I want you to realize something. You probably don't recognize a lot of the people in the pictures. And because the reason you don't recognize them is because we've been able to pull in so many volunteers already to do things like food box giveaways and the other projects we've been doing. Now, of course, you'll recognize the person in this picture because she's the presenter and she's the principal of Fairfax, and she's going to talk about our wonderful team. But let me introduce you to the current resources subcommittee. There's two co-chairs, co-chair Juan Chavez from Arizona Reach, co-chair Chantel Dixon-Milano from First Things First, our recorder, our very own Fern Ward from the Levine School District Board, and members at large, Bobby Reed from CCB Church Levine, Chandra Alexander, principal of Betty Fairfax High School, Cristobal Andres from Urban Farming Education, Diego Rodriguez, Arizona State Representative, Pastor Harry Sexton from the Levine Baptist Church, Mike McMahon from Agave Farms, Steve Gallardo, Maricopa County District 5 Supervisor. At this point in time, I would like you to join me in welcoming Chandra Alexander, the principal of Fairfax, up to the
Good evening, President Anderson, governing board members, Dr. Sprout, district leadership, and the community. My name is Chandra Alexander, and I'm the principal of Betty H. Fairfax High School in the Phoenix Union High School District, and I'm the newest member of the current resource subcommittee. And with that subcommittee, we have three projects that we're focusing on, and the first one is the food insecurity, in which we're partnering with the Urban Farming Education, St. Mary's Food Bank, and of course, the Levine School District. And with that, we do monthly giveaways, in which the past one happened this Monday, in which myself and my staff attended all 4 school sites, in which we went to MC Cash, Desert Meadows, Vista del Sur, and Cheatham Elementary. During that time, during the month of September, we've handed out over 1,600 boxes and also served 6,500 people within the community. As my staff and myself were out there, we were elated just to be out there and have the opportunity to be able to work with the organizations, Levine Elementary School District, and just to meet the community. Due to myself being the newest principal, this is only my 2nd year at Betty Fairfax, so it's very important that we reach out and build this partnership with your district as well as other community partners. And when we were out there, it wasn't just administrators, it was my maintenance staff, it was my security, it was registration, everyone took part in this community project. And we just really appreciate the opportunity to be able to serve. I've also had, during that time, I had the opportunity to meet with Principal Pashley at Cheatham, where I was at, and her assistant principal, and we were able to hold discussions and start discussing how we were looking at transitioning the 8th graders to 9th grade to make sure that they're successful. And I'm looking forward to continue to meet with her and build even more bridges with the other schools in the district as well. The second project that we're focusing on, that the subcommittee is focusing on, is the safety aspect, in which we're partnering with the Phoenix Police Department. So far, we organized 2 community meetings. That's in the process, in the works, and we're looking at discussing on being proactive and preventive strategies in the community, and also working together on community safety resources, programs, and grants. And then the third and final project that we're working on is health, and that's partnering with the Maricopa County Health Department with establishing community flu shots. And as of right now, we are working with my district as well as Maricopa County Health Department, and hosting the Blue Clinics at Betty Fairfax High School and Cesar Chavez High School. So I just wanted to say that I'm really excited about having the opportunity of joining this committee, and it gives my school and myself the opportunity to build relationships, especially with this district, the community, and various organizations. And I want to thank you all for allowing me to speak tonight.
The next committee that will present tonight is the TIES Committee. TIES stands for Together and Engage Solidarity. The chair for the TIES Committee is Janelle Wood from Black Mothers Forum. The recorder is Dr. Larry Johnson from Phoenix College. Members at large include Pastor Aubrey Bonnarel from First New Life Church, Dr. Jeff Sprout, Superintendent of Louisiana School District, Principal Matt Georgia from Chavez High School, Pastor Phil Bishop from Crosswalk Lutheran Ministries, Reginald Bolting, Arizona State Representative, and Dr. Sarah Lindstrom Johnson from ASU. At this point in time, please help me welcome Janelle Wood to the podium.
Well, greetings, Board President Anderson, board members, Superintendent Sprout, and to district staff and to our surrounding community. It is a pleasure to be here with you this evening. My name is Janelle Wood with the Black Mothers Forum, and it's been a long time coming for us to partner with Levine. I am excited to be a part of this work. I was so happy that Dr. Roselle and Dr. Sprout reached out to us and wanted to share in what you all are doing here. We all have to come together and do our part. So our particular subcommittee, Together in Engage Solidarity, we're focused on multiculturalism. And we all agreed on a working definition of multiculturalism. So I wanted to give that to you before I go over our projects. Multiculturalism builds the bonds of community that lead to interracial and interethnic friendships. And this is our focus in the work that we're going to do when we propose our particular projects. We want to build these bonds of community that will lead us to greater understanding of one another, a greater appreciation for one another, and a greater value for each other's lives, as well as our support and safety for one another. So our projects are the barbecue. We agreed that we wanted to be a part of the Levine Community Barbecue in February 2021. We will attend that community barbecue in order to promote our next project, which will be the Levine Family Matchmakers Project. Compliments of Dr. Sprout. We love that idea. He gave us that idea. We're like, hey, it's like an eHarmony thing. And so we haven't flushed it out all the way, but that's our project. Our second project is the Levine Community Family Matchmakers Project. Our subcommittee will launch this particular project, and it's going to be aimed at connecting Levine families with different backgrounds together for a shared social experience in order to promote lifelong friendships. And so we're excited about that. Our target is, we're looking at 500 families that we hope to bring together, and they'll start to work together and build those bonds. Another beautiful thing is that our Dr. Larry Johnson with Phoenix College and Levine Chief Science Officers will also collaborate to present a STEM Professionals of Color breakout session this particular school year. So we're excited about the work that we get to do, and I appreciate your time and thank you for having us. Have a good evening.
The last subcommittee that will be presenting this evening is the Gap South Subcommittee. The chair is Rebecca Rios, Arizona State Senator. Our reporter is Corey Arraza from Grand Canyon University. Members at large are Art Downs, Levine Lions, Belinda Escalante from Opportunities for Youth, Shayla Cole, president of ASU Black Alumni Chapter, founder of Shayla Rose Productions and freelance event coordinator and journalist, and Tracy Beal from School Connect. At this point in time, please help me welcome Shayla Cole to the podium.
Good evening, Michelle Anderson, board president, the members, the governing, Dr. Sprout. This is my first time up here, so I'm really glad to be a part of this Gap South. We have identified two projects. We have identified two projects
The first project we're gonna have is a website. This is gonna be a place that's gonna store the resources, a place where you can go for educational institutions, for health, security, all different types of platforms will be housed there. We also are gonna do marketing strategies. The two marketing strategies we have is gonna be traditional and non-traditional. Traditional, we will have flyers, brochures, billboards, word of mouth, flyers passed out of the website, as well as non-traditional, which would be the social media, Instagram. I would like to get a QRC code where you can scan your phone and be able to pull up the website. Being able to target different strategies with the website is gonna be great for everyone. We'll be able to reach anyone with this platform. So I love the fact that we are doing this website, and then our marketing strategies will make sure that we comes together as one and be that strong blueprint. Thank you.
Like Dr. Sprout said, the work has already begun. We've already accomplished all this after a month. It's been exciting. So when you think of the LCAC, Levine Community Action Committee, I want you to think of the following. The LCAC represents multi-ethnic groups, multiple interests, and we understand we can't rise as a community unless we rise together. We commit to finding community-wide solutions that are inclusive. We commit to celebrating our diversity. We commit to creating opportunities to build friendships and mutual respect. We understand we need to stand by each other in times of need. The LCAC is Levine. At this point in time, I'd like to open the floor to the board if they have any questions or comments for myself or my fellow committee members.
I'd just like to say I appreciate everyone's thoughtfulness behind this and putting in some effort behind things that unfortunately we don't think about every day, we need to think about every day, and making sure that everybody in our community feels like they belong. And I hope that Levine can be an example of that.
I want to say I'm so thankful to be a part of it, just to see what we've accomplished in the last month. And I would like to be the first one to volunteer to be part of the family matchmaker fund.
Yeah, great work. I'm just amazed about all the things that you guys have started to do, and just the ability to just build connections and relationships and just raise up and help our community. It's just amazing. So thank you for all that work you guys are doing.
Thank you very much, and one last big round of applause for our community.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda. It is requested the governing board approve the consent agenda items as submitted. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Great, next up, we have the annual financial report.
Okay, good evening, President Anderson, board members, Dr. Sprout, and guests. Tonight, I'm going to present a brief summary of our annual financial report highlights for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2020. Our annual financial report is required to be filed with the Arizona Department of Education prior to October 15th, 2020. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic has created unusual results in the functioning of schools, such as maintenance, technology, child nutrition, and transportation, which these will be reflected in some of the areas of our reporting. Some of the general reporting changes this year consist of the reporting of school by school, reporting of the new COVID-19 federal relief grants, reporting of state and local revenue sources, and reporting of federal grant revenues. Also, the state is asking for a more detailed breakdown of our district's technology expenditures, as shown on the slide. Next, changes in expenses this year. Our M&O expenses increased primarily due to the increase in teachers' salaries driven by 2020. The increase in our overall, and as well as our increase in our overall classified salary schedule. Our special education expenses also have increased. This was due to increase in the SPED student population. Also, something new this year, of course, is the COVID-related expenses. These total around $1.2 million. These expenses were charged to the new federal relief grants. Next, let's look at the decreases now. We had a decrease in transportation expenses primarily due to the reduction in service, which was due to all the schools converting to online instruction. And finally, our capital fund expenses, they dropped by about $409,000 from the prior year. And next is changes in major funds. The district did experience an increase in carryover amounts in some funds. Our ending balance in our maintenance fund one had an increase of $1.7 million from the prior year. Our trust fund increased around $300,000, and our capital budget about $3.6 million. Lastly, we issued $15.1 million in bonds this last September 19. And our ending balance in this fund is about $10.7 million. And that concludes my presentation. Are there any questions or? Fun stuff.
Thank you. Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Now, the governing board motion to approve the annual financial report for 2020 fiscal year.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, it's recommended the governing board designate Ken Haggerty to act as the lead school district agent in all matters related to applying for and administering Arizona Department of Emergency and Military Affairs grant funds. Motion?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. It's recommended the governing board approve the revised intergovernmental agreement with the city of Phoenix. That is for an SRO for the Desert Meadows.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. It's recommended the governing board approve the 2020 to 21 educator effectiveness performance pay plan. Motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. It is recommended the governing board adopt the proposed policy as recommended by ALPA. So moved. Second. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. It is recommended the governing board approve the Title IX positions for the 2020-21 school year.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. And then the governing board approve the new campus cleaner position. Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
President Anderson.
Yes.
Going back to agenda item number 5. Does the board wish to waive the second reading of that policy?
I move that we, if you do the motion. I move that we dismiss the second reading of the policy as moved without.
I second. Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. All right, any comments from the board?
Always. Let me start. Trailside, congratulations on 2 employees of the month. Good job. The the classes, oh my gosh, you guys just actually made online learning come alive. That was amazing, and art was a crier. I can't believe how socially aware the kids are at the age they are. I also had the opportunity to see virtual learning in action, and I wanted to thank Mr. Thomas and Mr. Roloff for their hospitality. I totally enjoyed myself, and I'm ready to start class anytime. And I think that's it for me. And it's good to see everybody. And now I'm done.
Yeah, good to have people. And not be sitting in a book. Talking to a screen, I feel like that's how the kids probably feel too. They just like to be back with people. So, good job, everybody. Thank you.
I think none of us have ever been so flexible in our lives, and just as you got flexible with how things are now, it's gonna change in a little more than a week, and we're gonna go back to supposedly how things were, but it's still going to be very different. So just extremely appreciative for that continued flexibility, and we will continue to get through it all, because it's still gonna be a little weird for a while. Thank you, guys.
I'd like to say to everyone, thank you. Dealing with challenges, dealing with change, it's always difficult. But everyone stepped up to the plate, staff, administrators. It's a great job and it's a great team that we have here, and it's just so fortunate to see some other districts where people are tearing each other apart, and here everybody working together to do what was right, and our kids will succeed. But I do want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart, and continue to deal with the change and whatever we need to do. But I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Yes, again, it is great to see faces. So I just want to thank you guys all for thinking outside of the box sometimes on having to come up with new ideas and how to do things, and just all your time and hours going preparing things and getting things ready for kids coming back. Personally, I know there are many who are excited about that. So enjoy the fall break. There is time to think about that before we come back. Yeah, just thanks for all your guys' hard work. Okay, so moving on, there is a regular meeting of the governing board will be held on November 12th, 2020. All meetings will be held at 5:30 p.m. We will be in Education Center located at 5001 Dobbins. Do I have a motion for adjournment? So moved. Second. All those in favor?